So good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's session. Hope you're all well. If you can find a comfortable seated position to start. So whether that's sitting cross-legged or in diamond pose, which is sitting on your knees. That makes sense. Find a seated position, sit nice and tall. And I encourage you to close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths in and out through the nose. So use those breaths to connect with your body. And just maybe do a scan of your body in your head and check in with every part of your body, how you're feeling. And as you scan around your body, you may just want to use the out breath to release any tension you might be holding. Keep lifting up through the core, roll the shoulders back. If during this moment you feel any emotions coming up, just sit with that emotion. Just connect with it. I'm going to interlink our fingers. Feel free to keep your eyes closed if you want to. And then we're going to reach away from our chest. So pushing your hands away from your body. Feel the stretch through your shoulder blades. Maybe your forearms as well. Keep taking nice deep breaths, and on your next in-breath, we're going to raise the hands up to the ceiling. And then as you breathe out, bringing them back down, in line with your chest. Breathing in, bring the hands back up again. Keeping the hands interlinked. As you breathe out, bring the hands back down in line with the chest. Breathing in, take the hands up again. And this time on the out breath, we're going to reach over to the right. So really elongate the spine. It doesn't matter how low down you get. It's about stretching through the spine. Breathing in, bring it up to neutral. Breathing out over to the left. We're going to do this another couple of times. So breathing in, up to center. Breathing out over to the right. Breathing in, up to center. Breathing out over to the left. Breathing in, up to center. And this time as we breathe out, release the hands and let the arms float back down to the floor. Feel the rush of blood going back into your arms and your hands. We're going to interlace the fingers again, but this time behind our backs, reaching out behind you. So this time you're getting the stretch across your this area of the chest. My goodness, having a mental block. And again, release the hands and let them float back down to the floor. So we're going to go into one round of sun salutations. Hopefully you feel a bit of warm energy going through your arms and your shoulders now. So let's keep that energy going. Sorry you can't see the top of me, but I think I've got quite a good bunch of regulars now, so you should be getting quite used to sun salutation. And with that in mind, we're going to do 2 rounds today. One round I'm going to give you full description, explanation. And the second round, I'm just going to be saying breathe in and breathe out. So don't panic. You can always look at the screen and follow along if you forget. But let's just see how you get on. It's a good way of actually just really concentrating on the breathing through the flow. So standing with your feet hip width apart, spread the toes nice and wide. Breathing in and out through your nose, bringing the palms to chest. Breathing in, hands to the ceiling, into the back bend. Breathing out, hands to the mat. Breathing in, right leg back, drop the knee, open the chest. Holding the breath to plank position. And breathing out, knees, chest, forehead to the mat. Breathing in, push forward, scoop up. Curl the toes, breathe out, hips to ceiling. Breathing in, right leg forward, drop the left knee. Breathing out, left leg forward into the forward fold. Breathing in, hands to ceiling. Breathing out, palms to chest. Breathing in, hands to ceiling. Breathing out, hands to the mat. Breathing in, left leg back. Hold the breath, plank. Breathing out, knees, chest, forehead to the mat. Breathing in, scoop up. Curl the toes, breathe out, hips to ceiling. Breathing in, left leg forward. Breathing out, right leg forward into the forward fold. Breathing in, hands to ceiling. Breathe out, palms to chest. So I'll say breathe in, breathe out, but I will cue you right leg or left leg. You're not totally stranded. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathe in right. Hold to plank. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathe in right. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in left. Hold to plank. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in left. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Excellent. Hope you followed along right there. So we're going to go into the forward fold again. Breathing in, reach those arms up. And as you breathe out, reach forward and down. And just let your arms and your head dangle here. I'm going to plant the hands down. I'm going to take the right leg back into runner's lunge. So as always, check the left knee is above the ankle, not in front of it. Opening up the chest, relaxing the facial muscles. Dropping the right knee to the floor, We're going to take the weight back onto our right heel. So if this is really painful for your right foot, then just sit it down on the floor. And otherwise, feel your weight moving forward from your lower back so that you're getting that hamstring stretch down the back of the left leg. Bring the weight forward again. We'll plant the hands down. We'll take the left leg back into downward dog. So give it a nice pedal out here. Then we'll bring the right leg forward into runner's lunge this time. So check on that knee to ankle. Opening up the chest again. This time dropping the left knee to the floor, taking the weight back, extending, keeping that right leg straight, flexing the foot and feeling your lower back just moving forward so that you get the stretch down the back of the right leg. Taking the weight forward, plant the hands down this time, right leg back into downward dog. Give it a nice pedal out here. We're going to do a little bit of a flow going from plank to downward dog. So breathing in, take the weight forward into plank. Breathing out, take the weight back into downward dog. Really push those hips back. Breathing in, take the weight forward into plank. Breathing out, take the weight back, really push those hips back. Breathing in, bring the weight forward into plank. Breathing out, take the weight back. We're going to do it one more time. Breathing in forward. And breathing out, take the weight back. Then we're going to just come down onto our knees and take a rest in child's pose. So sitting back on your heels, forehead on the mat, arms resting by your side. Fully relax down into position. So really sink into the floor here. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hips. Use the out breath here. Ease down. Very slowly unfurling to a seated position. Roll those shoulders back. And we're going to shimmy to the centre of the mat because we're going to go into some dolphins. Hurrah, I hear you say. These are my favourite, Joe, I hear you say. Okay, so we're going to aim to do at least 10, but to be honest, you're at home by yourself. You can do as many or as little as you like. As always though, just practice within what your limits and your capabilities are. It's more important that you've got control and strength and integrity in your dolphin and in any yoga than it is just to really overdo it, lose form and then cause injuries. So yeah, trusting you here to do what you need to do. And when we've finished, we'll come down onto our knees and lie in Makasana, crocodile pose, which is where we're just lying on our tummies. So from the middle of your mat, grab your elbows and place them on the mat in front of you. keeping your elbows where they are. We've put them at this position because it means they're directly below your shoulders, which means you're in the most strongest position for support. So making a fist with your hands, raise your hips up and walk your knees back about a foot, but we can adjust if needed. So your knees and your feet are hip width apart. Tucking the toes under, raise the hips to the ceiling, and your head should be sort of between your forearms now, so you're looking between your elbows on the mat. So one dolphin is weight forward, chin on the mat, in front of your hands if you can, and back. So when it comes to form, if your feet are too far forward, you won't be able to get very far. And if your feet are too far back, you'll be humping the floor and you won't be able to take your mouth or your chin past your hands either. So find the right position and continue to work on your dolphins. I'll let you just go at your pace. So it's forward and back counts as one. If your elbows are drifting out, just reposition. And don't forget to breathe. So like I say, it's up to you if you can do 10 or if you want to do more. Or maybe you can't move and it needs to be a static pose, and that's totally fine as well. Do what you need to do. For breathing, breathe in as you go forward, breathe out as you come back. Like I say, when you've done your however many it is you need to do, make your way down onto your knees and make your way down into crocodile pose, so Makasana. So your arms are either by your side or used as a pillow. Big toes together and just let your ankles drop out to the side. Then sink into the mat. So nice deep breaths, just let your body relax. Let the floor support you. Okay, so while we're here, we're going to do Cobra, which is the first one where you go up with your hands off the floor. So not extended Cobra, which is all the way up. So ankles together, toes pointed, and you will start with your forehead on the mat. Your hands are palms down beside your shoulders, and your elbows are tucked into your side. And that stays that way because it helps draw the shoulders back and down, so you're not hunching around your ears. So as you breathe in, raising your chest, head and hands off the floor, keeping those elbows tucked in. And you're breathing here, so you're not just taking deep breath and launching up and holding it. You should feel your lower back doing a lot of the work here. And how high you go depends on your body and your strength, but avoid the temptation for your feet to come off the floor. Remember to relax your facial muscles, relax your hands. Just going to hold for a few more seconds. And rest back down in crocodile. Big toes together, ankles dropped out to the side. I'm going to go into full locust next, and I don't know if you remember a few weeks back we did half locust, which is the one where you've got your arms between your legs, effectively underneath you, chin on mat. And we did one leg at a time. We did some raises. This time we're going to be taking both legs up. So really good for back and glutes here. So to get into pose, same as before, easiest to lie on your side and place your hands between your legs. You may want your hands in a fist, or you may just want to have them on top of each other, flat. So you're keeping your chin on the floor here, and this is very important for your spine integrity. So you want to not be looking around to the side here. And then, and granted, this is a challenging pose, so depends how long you can hold this for. It doesn't matter if you need to come down. And if you do, just please come down. Don't prolong any agony. So we're going to hold for 10 seconds. So keeping both legs straight, ankles together, raising those legs off the floor and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good work. Release your hands from underneath you and rest again in crocodile. We're really working your back and your glutes today. Then we're going to finish this section in bow pose, so bending your knees, holding your ankles on the outside. Try to keep your knees in line with your hips if you can. And as we breathe in, raising up and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, a little bit higher, 2, 1, and release. Excellent. Plant the hands down, slide back into extended child's pose. Keep those arms reached out in front of you. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Feel the stretch through your sides and through your back. And we're going to make our way up onto all fours, so adjusting so that your wrists are below your shoulders and your knees are below your hips. We'll just do some simple cat-cows, so keep your eyes closed here if you can, and you're happy to do so. Breathing in, head and tailbone up. Breathing out, arch the back, work through the spine, tucking your head and your tailbone under. Going at the pace of your breath and really taking this opportunity to maximise the flexibility of your spine, but also really use the stretching and compressing of the diaphragm to really get nice deep breaths. We'll bring it back to neutral. Tucking the toes, crossing the feet over even. Make our way onto our bottoms. Shimmying towards the centre of our mat. And we're going to, actually you don't have to be in the centre of your mat. We're going to go into incline plane now, so wherever you are on the mat's absolutely fine. So breathing in, bring the shoulders to the ears. Roll the shoulders back and place the hands behind you. So you may, if you've got hyperextension, turn your hands around the other way. And then as we breathe in, we bring the hips up so you're in a reverse plank, toes pointed, and you're either looking at the ceiling, or if you want to, you can drop the head a little bit, whichever is comfortable for you. Keeping those hips lifted, we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. If your hips are dropping, try and bring them up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Look to your feet first. Slowly bring yourself down and give your wrists a really good shake here. Going to make our way down onto our backs now. Taking your arms out to the side, 90 degrees, palms face down. We're just going to window wiper our knees side to side. Loosen up the spine a bit and the hips. And bringing the knees back to center. You can either keep your arms where they are, or you can rest them by the side here, whichever's more comfortable for you. But we're going to take the legs up. So as you can see, they're 90 degrees to my body, and my lower legs are 90 degrees as well, if that makes sense, but you can always look at the screen. So starting from here, what you want to do is really pay attention to your lower back right now. So you want your lower back as flat against the floor as you can. Obviously, we've got a curve in our spine, so it's never going to be totally flat. But you don't want it arched so much, and that's because you won't be using your core here. So you're really working your abdominals to hold position. If you want to intensify it, you can lift your head up and keep your arms either by your side raised or out to the side, or if you want, you can take them behind you, up to you. We're just going to keep holding this for a little bit. Really work your core. If you feel like it's too much, then just bring your feet to the floor, take a rest, and then go back into position. But really pay attention to drawing those abdominals towards your spine on the floor, keeping breathing. And then resting the feet on the floor, resting your head down if you had it raised. And we're going to window wiper the legs side to side again. Bring them back to center. And then we're going to do the same. So to help and encourage you to get into the right position for your lower back, when your feet are on the floor, tuck the pelvis under, draw the abdominals down to start, before you then take your feet off the floor. So getting your legs back into position, holding, drawing those abdominals down. You won't hold as long this time because you may be fatiguing. And bringing those feet back down. We're going to hug it in nice and tight, air releasing pose. So knees to chest, nose to knees, if it's okay on your neck. Remember, you can always take the knees wide here if you need to. And then we're going to extend the legs, extend the arms, full body stretch. Reach here, which will be really good for stretching out your tummy muscles. Nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. And then resting your arms by your side. And as always, if you have the time to stay in Shavasana here, then please do. But otherwise, we'll just close our eyes just for a moment, take some nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. Maybe take this moment to set your intention for the day. And then when you're ready, slowly rolling onto your right side and carefully bringing yourself back into a seated position. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next week.